a way for us to do that. So the recording is on, and I'm just going to say again, welcome everyone. I'm very glad you were able to make it for today's session. It is on Zaption, a tool that allows you to make your videos a bit more interesting and exciting. I just want to remind you that your microphones are muted, but you can use the question box to communicate with me at any time. So any clarifications, questions, feedback, use the question box. That's the easiest and fastest way for me to know that you would like to speak. If you have your microphone working and you still would like to talk to me and the other participants, just raise your hand and I'm going to unmute your microphone. That way you will be able to speak to everybody else as well. So just to introduce you myself, I do recognize some of your names, but some of them are new to me. So I just want to let you know who I am. There is an option in this tool to turn on the videos, but as many of you know and suspect, when it comes to online tools, the more data is going through the system, the worse the video and connection. So just in case that may happen, we are not turning the video today. I included my picture. I have been in the field for over 15 years, working for AlphaPlus specifically. I have a background in business management, but work in nonprofit and absolutely love it. Over the last few years, our organization has been focusing on tech coaching. We work with specific organizations to provide training and support with technology planning, and technology integration. And often you may see me doing presentations or workshops or webinars like this one today. I do love meeting new people and sharing tech tips and ideas. Love gardening, and there's so many other things I like to do. I love to be active, and I hope that today's session will be one of the things that you will enjoy and that you will participate as much as you can. It is slightly different than what I have done so far, in a way that I will try to involve you a bit more. And what I mean by that is I will try to see if we can do some things in a different way as well. Just to give you a quick idea of what I'm hoping to do today, we are going to go again through some of the housekeeping items. I'll have a few questions for you to give me a better idea of your knowledge of Zaption and some of the other tools that we will be discussing today. And we'll talk about examples, links and resources, and feedback as well. Now, I'm going to take a moment and see if we can speak to Jim, who just joined us. Jim, I'm going to unmute your microphone. I can see you raised your hand, so I just want to check in and see how is it going. If your microphone is not working, use the question box, and in that question box, I will see your question or feedback, and I will be able to answer. But I can see that you raised your hand, so I want to make sure that I go, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
awesome.
Good.
Perfect. So just a quick check, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us. I am going to mute your microphone for now, but again, later on, if you want to speak up, just raise your hand again, and I will try to unmute the microphone for you, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Perfect. So muting the microphone for Jim and going back to our overview. My main goal for today for this session is to get you to try Zaption. And by trying, I mean giving you a bit of overview, giving you some ideas. It's very hard to do online when it comes to training and giving you full understanding of the tool. But I hope with some of the screen captures I have for you, and we'll try some things live, you will be able to get a better feel of what Zaption is about. So let's go through some of the housekeeping items. I'm actually using a Mac today for our webinar. So if you're looking at my screen and some of the items or icons are slightly different than yours, it's just because I'm using a bit different platform. But most of the tools are very similar to what you have. On your screens, on the left side, you will see the content I'm sharing with you. And on the right side, you will have your webinar tools. Most of the time, participants will only have audio. You will have a section for questions. You should be able to see who else is participating, but you will not be able to talk to each other. And hopefully, this is a new feature we have. You should be able to see handouts as well. And I did send in the reminder for 1 hour before the session, I included the link to the handout, which is this presentation you're looking at. But there's also a handout with some links I want to share with you throughout the session. So if there's a problem, if you don't see properly, feel free to use the handout section to navigate and download the documents we are using today as well. They will be posted on our website after the session, and I will send on the link, all the links as well. Now, when it comes to audio, I know some of you had some problems. Some of you are not using microphones. That's no problem at all. We can use the question box for today, and that will be our main feature to communicate with each other. So the first questions that I have for you is to give me a bit of idea of who you are and if you're using some of the tools we are discussing today. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to launch a poll. And in that poll, I'm going to ask you if you're using videos in your class. You just have to answer yes sometimes or no. So it should pop up on your screen. Just hit the button that works for you the best. And when everybody will be able to fill it out, I'll show you the results. Again, that goes back to the idea that we are discussing Zaption, which relies on using videos in the class. So I'll just give you a few minutes to take a look at that. Okay, almost everyone has done it. Maybe one more person or not. I'm just going to give you one more minute or a few seconds, and I will close the poll to show you the results. Okay, I'm closing it, and I'm going to share the results with you. So you will see that we have 9 participants today. I'm the 10th person, but the system counts me as well. So 9 participants, 25% said yes, using videos a lot, and 75% said sometimes. What I hope that after today's session, you will use them a bit more and slightly in a different way, because Zaption is going to allow you to enhance the videos you're actually potentially using in your class as well. So I'm going to hide this one, and I'm going to ask you one more question. I would like to know, which platform do you use the most? Do you use YouTube? Do you use TeacherTube, Vimeo, or some other tool as well? So again, just take a few seconds to answer the question to let me know. Okay, we are almost there. And this is very, very interesting. I'm going to close the poll and show you the results. Check it out. Everybody is using YouTube, which is really, really great. That also tells me that very likely it is not blocked in your program. Some classes are still struggling with being able to use YouTube as well. So I'm glad that you're using YouTube. The Zaption tool works very well, not only with YouTube, but with Vimeo. They have also access to CBC videos or PBS, and then I think National Geographic and some other ones. So the tool really expands on the types of videos you can use as well. So there's just one more question for you, and that's going to be very quick. Do you have a Zaption account? Yes or no? Okay, that is really cool. Here are the results. You don't have Zaption account, so you're here for the right purpose, and I'm really glad that we are talking about Zaption. I have learned about this tool literally a few weeks ago, and it was through some of the training sessions I was participating in. And the instructor I was working with said, "Oh, you should check out Zaption, and I want you to watch some of the videos." And that's when we learned that Zaption basically allows you to quickly add images, text, and questions to existing online videos, which allows you to enhance the actual video for the learner. Not only the learner watches the video, but then also is prompted with questions or images or things to do that allows the learner to memorize the content a bit better, to interact with the content a bit better, which is a really, really neat way and quick way to encourage the learners to learn in a slightly different way. What I really like about Zaption as well is that not only you can add questions to it, but the system tracks the responses, which means you can have students watch a video about specific topic and then answer questions as they go. And then you can see the results. You can see if their answers are right or not, if they're actually understanding the concept, or if they agree with what they're watching. So there's many different ways you could actually structure those videos. I'm not going to show you the video today when it's introducing Zaption, but I'm including the link in the slides. You will be able to follow that as well. And you can see I'm getting notifications on my screen. So you'll be able to watch that during the after the actual webinar today. So there's another discussion question I would like to talk to you about. If you could enhance your videos, some of you said that you're using it a lot, some of you are using videos sometimes. If you could change the way you're interacting with your videos, what would you change? What would you like to add to it? And that goes back to that Zaption idea, which sort of allows you to enhance it. But thinking about the content you are using in your class right now, were there any things you were missing or things you would like to add to the videos that would make the process for you easier? If you could take a few minutes just to think about that and use the question box to post your feedback or answers, that would be great. Take your time, but please interact with me. Let me know. What do you think? Anyone? So Carrie, you're saying discussion questions, discussions around the topic that of the video, for example. That's great. Anything else? Any other suggestions? Ask questions during the video. Stop points to generate feedback. And let me just see if I can see the full question. Discussions, yes. So mostly discussions, mostly check-ins, ask questions if students are understanding the content. And that's exactly what Zaption will do for you. And that's why I was so excited when I actually saw the tool, because it's so amazing to take it to a different level. I think potentially now you may have a video students are watching, and then you may have a handout to go with it to ask them questions, or you are trying to prompt them as they're actually going through it. So I'm not going to go into full live Zaption right now. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to do it live because of the interfaces, because it's a video and we're doing a screencasting as well. But I took a few screen captures just to show you some basic ideas. And that's why I will be giving you links to do some of the things off on a different tab in your browser so you can try things out as well. So this is a screen capture of a video that is sitting in Zaption. It has been altered using Zaption tools. And if I want to just get your point to your attention to, there's a title, there's the author, I'm the one who created it. There's a length of the video that's 1 minute and 24 seconds, and then you can see the actual video. On the right side, you can see that I was able to add a question. And it could be any kind of question. In this case, I'm just asking, how did Antoinette feel? She was sad, she was angry, she felt good about it. And students are basically asked to check the right one of the answers and then submit. And after they submit, they continue watching the video until the next prompt stops the video and asks them another question. And when it comes to the different tools you can embed in those videos, it could be multiple choice questions, it could be open-ended questions, it could be even drawings, and I will show you that next. If I can show you at the bottom of the video, you will see there's a timeline, this kind of gray box with white lines on it. The white lines are the actual questions. So that's where the video stops and student or a person watching the video is prompted to do something. And then they continue watching the video. Zaption is very good at bringing all the videos you want into the tool and then adding the prompts as you go, or even clipping the actual video where you can remove the beginning or the end and just concentrate on the piece of the video you really want students to look at. Which in a case where you have a video that's 25 minutes long and you want just, the 5th to 10th minute part of it would be a really good tool as well. So it's a really nice way to be able to take something that already exists and extend it into your own classroom specifically for use for you. Now, keep in mind, this is just a screen capture, but if the student or a person watching the video navigated through it, answered all the questions, the system keeps track all those answers in the back end. And as I go, I'll try to explain a bit more of how that works. But I want to show you a different example because it's a very different kind of question. So this is another video that is directly from Zaption Gallery. which basically means somebody created it, it's added to Zaption gallery, and you can go and not only watch it, but you can actually copy it and repurpose it with your students as well. Because you copy it, all the answers will be coming into your own account, so you will be able to track the answers. But what's really neat about this specific piece is that it is this amazing video about a girl who's trying to draw a piece of art, and the only thing she comes up with is a dot. But then the video continues explaining how she really evolves around the dot. And it's maybe hard to see, but on the screen right now, it says click to drag to draw here. And the question says, how could Vachi make art without making a dot? And then use cursor to trace the dot in the picture. So there's a white space that is a dot as well. And somebody who is watching the video is actually asked to draw right on the video to be able to answer the question, which is, again, amazing tool, very interactive tool in a way, and doesn't really require a lot of work from you. You set it up in the back end of Zaption, then the student watches the video, is prompted to draw something, does the drawing, submits, and continues. So it's a really neat, different kind of question or interaction tool that has been added to Zaption. And the last video, this is just, again, a screen capture I want to show you, is a credit card math. And there's two reasons for that. One is we often rely on videos on YouTube and may not be familiar with so many different videos. If you're a teacher who is teaching about credit cards, this could be a great video to just to use on its own, as it is to explain the credit card process and how they actually work. The video is just amazing. But not only this video explains all this, it also gives you questions and prompts you for different things. So the interaction and the learning process is much, much richer than just watching a video. And what I'm trying to show you here in the top right corner, it says you can copy this. So again, when you create your own account in Zaption, you can duplicate or copy videos that are in the gallery of Zaption and repurpose them for your own class as well. So it's amazing tool in that way. And this video, when you will be watching it later after the webinar or maybe as part of the activity, it also has the drawing tool, but the drawing tool asks which answer is right, number one or number two. And the student answers by drawing around the one that is the right or wrong. So that's a way for the student, again, to submit feedback to you of what they are thinking and for you to find out where they are when it comes to the thinking process. So those are just a few examples that I wanted to show you. And this is the activity I want to try with you. Again, this is my first time doing this, so I am asking you for a bit of patience. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy links to those three videos, but because it will be very hard for me to actually play them in here in the GoToWebinar tool, very likely you will see a video, but you will not hear the audio. So what I want to do is I'm going to paste those links in your chat box, so you'll be able to just click on them or copy them into your own browser, and you can open a new window in your browser, whether you're using Chrome. Just click on a new tab at the end of all the windows you have open, just the last one, it will be a new one. Copy the link, paste it, watch the video, and then come back here to the question box and let me know what did you think. This is the fastest way for me to really show you how those Zaption videos work. The first one was created by me. It's fairly simple. It's a minute and a bit. The credit math is, I think, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and the dot, I think, is also 2 to 3 minutes. So I want to take around 5 minutes of your time to give you a chance to copy the link and go and watch the video. It's 3:19 right now. I will be around here asking if you have any questions, let me know. If you have struggled with anything, let me know. But take that 5 minutes right now to just copy the links and watch the videos. Thank you, Nida. It's good to know that you're going to do it. Take your time. We have another 2 or 3 minutes to finish everything. But if you are finishing the video, just post your feedback, your thoughts, your first reactions in the questions box. Two more minutes. Okay, Amanda. I'm hearing from Amanda, and she's saying this is exciting. So that's good news. How is everybody feeling about that tool? Any other feedback? Think about how would you use something like that in your own class. Is there anything else that you could use? Any ideas, suggestions? Maybe you have been doing something similar, but this is going to change the way you're doing it. So Carrie is telling us easy to use, easy to repeat, results in success. Awesome. Diane is saying loving this. And Jacqueline is saying I like this. Looks like something I could use in my class. And Jacqueline, I'm sorry, I have to expand my box to be able to read this. And students would enjoy. That's perfect. And that was my reaction when I saw Zaption for the first time, because really, after you watch 5 or 6 different videos, especially if they're longer, you don't really remember what it was all about, and the prompts that Zaption allows you to do make it a bit easier. So I'm just going to take 1 more minute and see if there's anybody else who wants to wrap up the video they were watching and provide additional feedback, and we will go into the actual tool to explore some of the features as well. Okay, Diane is saying replaces paper and pencil responses and allows students to respond in real time. Perfect. Nida is saying you could use as a reflective tool, also can be used to predict events. Lots of potential, allows students more independence in their learning. That's from Karen. That's great feedback, and I really am glad that you had a chance to watch this a bit, that we didn't run into problems with technology this time, and that you had a chance to explore it on your own. I think that's just the easiest and best way to really try a tool, is to test it, to try it, and see how that works for you. Even when I was working with the video from Antoinette and just trying to see how could I enhance the actual process, I thought, there's so many things that could be done. So let me move on and tell you a bit more about some of the elements that Zaption allows you to add to the video. So you have seen some of them in the recordings. The basic account, which is a free account, that's what I'm using to try out Zaption, is 1 video per lesson. So that means that you cannot combine 3 or 4 videos into one lesson. You only can use 1 video at a time. And in that process, you can add text slides, for example, a title of a video. You can add images. You can add drawings, which we have seen as an example there was somebody asked to draw something on the video. You can also add multiple choice questions. You can add checkbox questions and open-ended questions. All that comes with a free account. If you decide to upgrade the account to premium, you have all the features from basic, plus many more other features, such as numerical response questions, drawn response questions, threaded discussions, branching through multiple choice. You can replay, you can jump. There's many more features through the premium account. But the basic one is already very interesting anyway. So just a few things to let you know that the free account, again, one lesson, one video, and the premium account combines different videos. The responses, the system allows you to track and review the responses that are coming in. And if somebody has an account, so for example, I have an account, I create a video, and I'm still logged in and I follow another video and then answer the questions, the system will record me as my username because I was logged in. But if somebody comes in and follows a link and they're not logged in, the system will ask for the name. And that way, the system will tell the creator of the video who was the person filling out the actual questions. So for students, they don't really have to be logged in into the system. The system can just ask them a question and they could put the answer for their name and then continue with the video. So it's a very nice feature as well. And I have seen that you can share the content with groups. So that means you can actually create groups for your classrooms and share the content with specific groups as well. So that's a neat feature as well. You probably are wondering about pricing. So here it is, individual pricing. Basic is free. That's all the features we discussed a bit earlier. There is a pro version, which is $89 per year. So depending on the program you're working with, there may be some funding available, and you may decide that for your program, it will be a worthwhile feature to have an account with Zaption and have a lot of videos with the interactive tools with questioning and tips and typing that you may want to add. Then you may want to go for a pro version. But the basic version will give you a lot of features as well. When it comes to the actual setup, so what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go through some screen captures for you. Again, two reasons for that. One is that I don't know if the real life is going to work for us. And two, when we finish this, you may be able to print it or save this. And when you're trying things on your own, the presentation slides and screen captures may give you some tips and ideas. So I'm just putting those here for you to give you the quick glance, and then we will go into more detail as well, trying the live version. If the live version doesn't work for us, I'm trying to build in a bit of time so you can go and set up your own account before we finish today. And that way you can sort of play with it and explore different options. So when it comes to the setting up the account, it's not very complicated. First name, last name, password, email. You can also use your Facebook account or Google account or Edmodo if you have access to those as well. So many different ways to set up the account. You can see that I wiped out my own first name, last name because the system was already showing it, but fairly quick to set up and free. And then when you actually log in into the system, Zaption will take you right into the tours. So you will see a page where you will be able to see different boxes, and each of them are called tours. It seems to me that Zaption is changing the language a bit. In the past, they called them lessons, and now they're calling them tours. It's the same thing. It's basically a video with embedded interactive tools. And you will see some of them are drafts, which means I started them, but I didn't finish. Some of them are published. And the published ones are the ones that I can share the link with you and you can go in and participate. And you will see that I have at least 8 or 10 of them. And that's because I didn't create all of them. I found some of them in the gallery and copied them into my account with the idea that I could repurpose them later on, which is something you can do as well. It doesn't mean you have to create Zaptions from scratch. You can repurpose some of the Zaptions created by others as well. So when I go into my tours, I have all those ones that are drafts or published, but I want to create a new tour. So I will click on the new tour, and my next, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. My next screen is going to show you that after I click on my new tour, the system will guide me through the process. So the process will be add a video first, and you will just click on the add video. And as the next slide, the system will say, well, I need to know what video. So in my case, I wanted to include the video with Antoinette when she was talking about Evernote. And so I went to YouTube, copied the link from YouTube, and pasted it here. what the system is now saying, okay, click search so that we can find that video. So you have to paste the link and hit search. When you hit search, the next thing that happens is the system will say, okay, we found a video. Here's a preview of it. Here's where it's coming from. Here are some of the features. If this is the video you're looking for, just click add this video to tour. And you do that. And the system is now embedding the video for you to work with. On top, you will see the clips. There's a sort of a line where you can add more than add a video. Keep in mind, if you want to add more than one, it has to be a premium account. The basic one will not let you add more than one. And on the right side, it's going to say, great job. Now what you need to do is just play with it. Use a specific spot in the video to stop and then drag the tools from top. The tools are on top of the screen, and you really just go and pause the video where you think you want to embed the question or activity, and you drag and drop the activity from the top into the right side, or if you want on the left side. And you set up the questions any way you want, and then you continue working on it until you get to the end. So I'm going to show you a bit more detail about the types of questions that come with the basic account. There's 5 of them that you can see. And basically, it's text slide, image slide, drawing, open response, multiple choice, and checkbox. That's sort of the basic ones that come with the account. And again, a reminder with the Zaption for the basic account, only 1 clip per tour. You cannot add more than that. So if I come back here, now I'm in the editing mode. I added the video, and now I'm starting to work with the question. So for this example here, this is again a screen capture where I dragged and dropped a checkbox question, and it shows up on the right side. And now I can go in and click in the question and the answers and basically customize it to anything I want. I can add more than 1 choice as well. So there could be 3, 4, 5, as many as you need. And there are other tools that are showing because I'm in the editing mode, so I can actually trim the video, I can change the settings for the video, and at the bottom you can see those kind of vertical lines or that are showing where the questions are. And if this was live, the system will tell me this one is multiple choice, this one is a checkbox, this one is open-ended. So as you're working on that video, it shows you everything in a very visual way. When it comes to the questions, each of them also has specific settings. So for example, you can change the position of the question. So it could be on the left or right side, and you can change the behavior. What that means is that you can have students watching a video, the question pops up on the right, but the video continues playing. Or you can have the students watching a video, the video pauses, asks the question, the student answered the question, and then the video continues. So I actually like the pausing of the video because that allows somebody a time to really focus on the question and go back to the video afterwards. Otherwise, it can be just a bit too much. But if you just want to sort of highlight specific words, for example, it's a vocabulary video, you may just have the words pop up on the right side without the student having to stop the video as well. So there's different ways you could use it. Now, there's a very specific type of question that I wanted to quickly get your attention to, and it is a multiple choice question. It seems for now, at least, it's the only question that will allow you to set the right response. What I mean by that is that you can set up the question, and there's a tiny plus symbol right at the end here. And when you click on that, what it will do, I'm going to go to the next screen, it's going to ask, okay, this is a multiple choice question. You can choose to tell the student if they answer correctly or not. And then basically you go in and say, this question is the correct question. So when the student goes through the video and answers, multiple choice will pop up a response saying correct or incorrect. And then you can also include feedback option where it tells the student why it was correct or incorrect. So it's a very nice way to customize the questions even further. Not all types of questions have that. Obviously, open-ended question, it's very hard to set up the rubric for marking or grading, so that would be very hard. The choice question also doesn't seem to have the option to choose the correct one, but the multiple choice question does. So if you were watching the dot question, I believe the first question you would go through, it will tell you it was the correct answer, and then you continue. So it becomes a bit more multi-layer for the student because they don't feel like they're being quizzed, but they are. And the system is kind of giving them answers and kind of navigating them. So if they get the right answer, they kind of feel a bit more empowered to continue watching. It's like, oh, I'm watching this, I'm actually understanding what's going on because I'm answering correctly. So it could be a very good tool to use with the students. Okay. Now, when you create your video, you put everything together, you have all your questions and everything, you will hit publish, and the system will say, okay, now you can actually share this video, and it will give you a link. It's automated link directly from Zaption. You can see it's fairly short, so even if somebody has to retype it, it's not that bad. You can share it with groups, so you can create your own groups, for example, students that you may have in your class, and then you can embed it into a website, which is fantastic if, as a teacher, you have a blog or a site where you organize content for the learners for your class as well, because they could be just asked to go to a specific page on your website and watch the video, and as they're watching it, they are being prompted with different questions and activities to do. So it's a very neat way to do it. You can also share it with Google Classroom, which I haven't tried, but I think it would be very exciting to explore in the future. That's for sure. So now that you have shared this video with someone the way I have shared it with you, let's say you went through all the questions. I think some of you may have done it through the video. When you go through all the questions in the video, you finish the video, the system will tell you you're done, and it will kind of tell you how many answers you provided. And there's this really neat place that says show my responses. And what it will do is it will allow you to go and see what was your answer. And if you don't feel comfortable with, you can actually change it, which again, for students, for example, for practice, it could be a great tool to allow them to go in and answer questions, but also to go back and fix the questions if they think they did something wrong and they want to change it. So it's a neat feature built in right into Zaption as well. So I'm not trying to rush, but at the same time, I'm trying to rush because I want you to continue trying different things. So I'm just going to mention that there's a lot of help from Zaption when it comes to using Zaption website. They have this Zendesk with all kinds of support information. What I liked when I was working on it, I'm one of those self-study learners where I go in and try different things, and as I'm doing something and doesn't work, then I want to go to help and get some information. So they have this floating tool. It's my presentation slider is sort of showing, but there's a help button right there where my arrow is pointing, and that will allow you to click on help right away, and it will ask you what do you need help with, and will give you answers. So for some of you who may like that kind of learning process where you learn as you go, this may be a very neat way to fill in the blanks as you're looking for information on different things you're trying to do. So I said I will try to do something together with you. I'm going to attempt that. I have to rely on my question box for you to tell me if you can see what's happening. If for any reason you probably will not hear the audio of the video I'm going to try to work with, but hopefully at least you will be able to see the navigation. If not, tell me right away. We are going to wrap up very quickly my PowerPoint. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take you into another section where you can try different things. So first question, can you hear the video? Or can you at least see the video? Yes, no? Let me know in the question box. See it? Yes. How about hearing it? Can you hear the audio? It's likely that you don't hear the audio, but you are able to see it. So that's good. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. I'm going to just copy the link because I need that link. And I'm going to go into Zaption. So in Zaption, I'm logged in. You can see my tours, all my information. I'm going to say I want a new tour. So again, the system is going to say, what is the link to the video? Let's see if this link will work. And I'm going to say, okay, search for it. Search. There is the video. It's popping up right away. This is just to confirm that this is exactly the video I was looking for. It is. And I'm going to say add this video to the tour. But before I do, again, I just want to get your attention to show that you can upload your videos as well. So it could be your own videos you develop with your students. It could be YouTube, it could be Vimeo, PBS, National Geographic, and there's more. So something to explore in the future. Click on the video tour, and now I'm in Zaption. The video got added. There's the timeline at the bottom. It's going to be fairly long. It's 5 minutes. But now the system says, okay, you have added it, and there's a play control that you can use. And what you can do with it is that you can move it through different sections. If the video was actually working and playing, you can move this cursor and basically say, okay, this is the video here. I want to add something to this section. I'm not picking the right section, but this is just to show you. So let's say I want the video somewhere, the question somewhere here. So I have my cursor, and now I just go in and say, okay, I want multiple choice, and drag it in. Okay, the system dragged in the question, and it says, okay, click here to edit question prompt. What are the actual question? The pluses is to let me know, to let the system know which one is the correct answer, because this is multiple choice. I won't be able to submit because I'm the one creating it, but the system shows you the layout, how it's going to look. And I continue with the video. There's play button, going back, going forward. Continue with the video until I get to the next section. And then I stop, and I drag another thing I may want to do. This time I may want to do a checkbox. And again, I come in here, ask the question, put in the answers, and set up the whole video in that way. So you can really go in and listen to the video, listen to the prompts, figure out where would you like to add your questions. And the questions could be of any kind. So if it's a video about the thinking, or about justice, or about policy, or about even math, any kind of video you have, you can really embed those kinds of questions and feedback that the students can do to be prompted, so that they actually memorize or learn a bit more, not only through watching, but also through a bit of thinking and analyzing what they just watched. So I think it's a really neat way to do that. Now, because I'm in the editing mode, there's video settings I can click on, and that allows me to tell, okay, which one is the learning, the video, allows me to duplicate. You can upload subtitles if you don't have them. Some of the videos from YouTube come with subtitles, but not all of them, so you can actually work on that as well. You can trim. Trimming allows you to say, okay, I want my video to go maybe not from the beginning, but let's say from this section until maybe halfway through here. So what will happen is the system will only keep this piece of the video and will cut off the beginning and the end. So that's where you can actually focus on a specific video piece that you want to show to your students. I'm going to cancel that. And the last thing I want to show you is that, let's say I'm going to ask a question here. This one is open-ended. Each question will have the element setting. So I can click on it, and that's where I can choose the position and the behavior. So again, the continue playing video, it will play through the actual question. Pausing video will pause the video, allow the student to answer, and then when they hit submit, the video will continue. So a really neat feature to have an option to choose from as well. How are we doing so far? Is it clear? Any questions? Am I going too fast? Let me know in the questions box. I'm assuming or suspecting that some of you are playing with it, which is absolutely fine with me. I'm glad if you're doing that. Anyone? Just let me know. Give me a shout. I hope I didn't lose you and the connection is okay. Okay, so if you're still busy doing something else, or want to take a few minutes before you answer, what I'm going to do next is just to show you that when you finish the actual video, you hit publish and it gets saved to your tours. There's a whole section of options you have in Zaption when it comes to navigating. You have the tours, where it's your tours, the gallery from Zaption, and you create a new one. There's video section where you have videos that you uploaded. The system remembers them so you can repurpose them. There's the groups that you can join or create, and there's the gallery. The gallery is the one that you probably will spend most of the time, because you will be exploring different topics. When you move through the slides, it will give you sort of content type. It will group them or category, but you can always use the search box to be able to navigate as well. Okay? So what I would like to do next is take you back to my slides, and just give me 1 minute until I get back to my almost the end of the presentation for today. Sorry about that. We tried. I just wanted to add and to let you know that if you do have iPads, or your students are using iPhones, there is an app that comes from Zaption that you could use to watch the videos and do the activities directly on a tablet, which is amazing if you're thinking of using or are using tablets in your classroom, because again, it makes the process much more interactive. And the last thing is the feedback. So this is my goal for today. It's 3:47. There's another 10 minutes or so left before 4 o'clock. If you plan to be here with me for an hour, what I really wanted to do is to give you a very quick run through Zaption, talk to you about possibilities of how this could be used, and then give you the links, and then have you go and try it out. That's the main goal for me, is to give you an idea of how it works, and then you try it. So what I would like to do last is to give you a link to our feedback form, just to make sure that you fill it out before you finish for today, and to let you know that we have scheduled at least 10 webinars right now coming up within the next months. There's one more coming up next week in September on Evernote. If you haven't explored that with us before, please come back and enjoy it. It's really, really good tool to try out for yourself, for your organization, and for your students. And we are really going to share how an instructor in Toronto is using it. And then we will have a lot of guest presenters over the next months. We will have somebody from the Disabilities Organization. We're going to have somebody from Literacy Link South Central. We're going to have someone who is using iPads. All those things will be discussed in the upcoming webinars, and you will always find them on our website in the training section. So I just wanted to highlight that. I'm going to copy the link and give you the link to the actual presentation, which now doesn't seem to work. So let me just let me do this, and I'll paste it into your question box. So you have it in your question box, and I'm here. I will be here for another 10 minutes or longer if necessary. Take your time and play with it. And if you can, please let me know if you at least are able to give me some more feedback, if you have questions, if this was useful for you or not. But before you go, don't forget to do the survey as well. Okay? Please use the question box to let me know. I think I may have to do a test with you if you can still hear me. Okay, so I'm just looking through some of the feedback you're sending. Some of you had to leave a bit earlier, that's fine. I'm just going to see, because there's a few more technical questions. How do they manage copyright issues with videos? To be honest, I think because the videos are posted on YouTube and there's usually a link back to the video, so I think it's okay, but I haven't really explored that option. I will check into it, and I'll include that information in the follow-up email. Very good question. And 1 video per person, does this mean that if I use 4 videos during class, that very likely would mean with the basic account, you will have to create 4 different tours. That's what it means. And let's go back through other questions. Okay, perfect. So everybody was able to see a quick overview. I'm taking notes on the questions that are coming in as you're working or checking things out. Please feel free to do more and check out more gallery videos, tours, ideas, and I'm here to answer any questions you have. 10 more minutes. If you need to leave early, that's of course okay as well. Okay, Amanda, that's perfect. Again, with those webinars, it's a bit hard sometimes depending on the type of tool, but I hope at least you got a good idea of how Zaption works, and then some ideas for your classroom or how you could use it, maybe even with your colleagues. It doesn't have to be students. My presentation kicks me out every time. I'm here. I didn't forget about you. Thank you, Sid. Take your time, play with it today or maybe later if you don't have time today. But please at least let me know how it was. And if you create any tours, share them with me. I would really appreciate knowing if that's something that works for you or for your program. Now, if you had time and created some kind of Zaption today or tour in Zaption today, feel free to share the link with me as well. I would love to see that. Thank you, Jim. It was great to see you in this session today. I hope you will be able to use the tool or at least have a bit of time to explore it. Have a great day. Now, before you go, please remember to do my feedback survey. It is posted in your question box for you to quickly access. It is slightly different setup today than it was until now. I really hope that involving you as participants a bit more, giving you a chance to take a look at the tool on your own, makes a bit of a difference for you rather than just sitting there for an hour and listening to me. So I hope that that changes the process for you, but for the better. But please include your feedback in the survey so I know if that worked or not. Oh, Carrie, thank you so much for your feedback. I'm glad that you like the interactive approach. That's really good. Again, I wish we could do a bit more with webinars like that. It's a bit tricky, but you have seen it now. You saw the experience of watching a video created in a Zaption tool, and I hope that you will have a bit of time also to explore it. So thank you for joining us today, and please feel free to connect with me afterwards at any time. I did include my phone number, my email as well. We'll be happy to see your options as well. Thank you, Carrie. Oh, Diane, that's fantastic. I'm really glad that you're thinking of using it in the classroom and then even with your children's teachers. That's really good. I really love to see the maybe a sample if you have one to see how you actually integrated it and what videos are you using with it. And then Nida, I can see you did the survey. That's fantastic. Zaption is easy to use and very simple navigation. I feel sorry, I need to expand my box to see. Need to experiment with it, not worry that I forgot or didn't understand something. Thank you. Oh, that's really good, Nida. I'm really glad that it worked. We have different participants with different tech background and experience, so I'm glad that this was fairly clear and easy to follow. Again, I hope the slides will be useful if you need to go back and revisit. And there's a lot of help features on the site if you need help with anything or if you have questions. They're pretty good. It's 3:58. I am here. I'm not leaving until everybody leaves the session, but I really enjoyed having you in our webinar, and I invite you to join us for the next ones. They will be even more interactive because of the guests we are bringing in. So I really hope you can come back to learn a bit more about different tools and topics we're going to discuss over the next months. Thank you. Have a nice day if you're leaving. To leave, you just have to click or they close the window or click File and then Exit Webinar. And again, if you didn't leave yet, don't forget about the survey.